Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, US National Aerobatic Championships set for Oshkosh. Compass Airlines raises first-year pilot pay to $41 per flight hour. Arizona Commemorative Air Force Museum announces new World War II aircraft. Hello, I'm Laura Hudson. It's August 25th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Some of the nation's best aerobatic aircraft pilots will gather to compete on September 23rd through 29th as the US National Aerobatic Championships come to Oshkosh for the first time, hosted by the International Aerobatic Club. The event moved to Oshkosh this year after spending most of the past 45 years at Denison, Texas. Approximately 100 pilots will compete in 5 separate categories during the week, ranging from primary to unlimited. In addition, the top finishers in the advanced category will earn berths on the U.S. team that will compete next year at the World Championships in Strejnic, Romania. As Oshkosh is regarded worldwide as the home of sport aviation, it was a natural fit to bring the competition here, said Mike Hewer, IAC president. Competition will begin on Saturday, September 23rd in the 5 categories: primary, sportsman, intermediate, advanced, and unlimited, in both power and glider aerobatics. While the National Championship site and aircraft parking area are closed to the public for safety reasons, there are ample viewing opportunities at the Whitman Airport parking lots and other publicly accessible areas. It's a good step forward. First-year first officer pay at Compass Airlines will soon be the highest in the regional airline industry. Compass is pleased to announce that effective October 1, 2017, its first-year first officer pay will increase to $41 per flight hour. Additionally, first officers at all pay steps will receive an increase. The nationwide pilot shortage has made it challenging for regional airlines to meet hiring targets, said Rick Leach, President and Chief Executive Officer of Compass Airlines. This increase ensures that Compass remains competitive in a very difficult hiring landscape. Compass has so much to offer pilots, including crew bases on the West Coast, a new crew base in Phoenix, and the opportunity to fly the Embraer 175, added Bob Gleason, Chief Operating Officer at Compass. This increase will really enhance our ability to recruit effectively. Additionally, Compass pilots will soon have the opportunity to earn a referral bonus of up to $10,000 for each successful pilot they refer to the company. After the break, Arizona CAF adds new warbird.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Progressive Aerodyne's Sea-Ray Elite offers turbocharged Rotax power and Garmin G3X touch avionics. Incredibly well equipped, you can fly away in this best-in-category amphib for less than $160,000. Visit searay.com for more details.
Welcome back. The Arizona Commemorative Air Force Museum has acquired a Grumman TBM-3E Avenger from the Quonset Air Museum, Rhode Island. The Avenger is best known as the premier Navy carrier-based torpedo attack bomber of World War II and as the type of airplane flown by President George H.W. Bush when he was shot down in the Pacific. Arizona CAF volunteers flew to Rhode Island to disassemble the Avenger and load it onto a trailer for transport to Mesa, Arizona. This is the first arrival of a new AZCAF assigned warbird in over 3 years and brings the total number of combat-related aircraft at the museum to over 30. After the Avenger is reassembled, it will be on display at the museum where the public can see the progress of the restoration efforts firsthand. The TBM-3E Avenger is a rare aircraft. Approximately 40 are currently airworthy in the world. 27 are on display, and 14 are in storage or undergoing restoration from a total of 9,389 manufactured for World War II. Avengers participated in all major engagements of the U.S. Navy, starting with the Battle of Midway. It's Friday, and that means it's time for ANN CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell to check in with his weekly barnstorming commentary. Aviation has seen better days, but better information, better education, aggressive attention to modern modes of communications, and rebuilding the deeply fragmented aviation community couldn't hurt. And so we're readying our first steps on our new journey. We call it Aero-Verse. Here's this week's barnstorming.
Thanks, Laura, and hi, folks. We've been hinting and dropping clues about something we've been working on for a couple of years. We call it Aeroverse. Keep in mind that we're the folks that kind of started the whole online aviation news game over 20 years ago. That's 350,000 stories, 7,000 podcasts, almost 4,000 Aero-TV episodes, and now, God help us, over 1,000 episodes of Airborne. So take us seriously when we say we're about to do the most radical thing we've ever done. Mind you, we created a whole new media form for aviation. One that obviously was going to happen one way or another, but we put our brand on everything. We worked hard, but the plain fact of the matter is we also didn't stand still. We went into podcasting. We started daily aviation features in Aero-TV and other places and kept looking for ways to raise the bar. But it was always about the media. It was always about the news. And now we need to talk about what we're going to do beyond that. It's no longer enough to retool and recreate ways to bring you the news. And don't get me wrong, there's new technologies, new concepts, new features, and so forth coming to Aeroverse that are going to knock you out. Some really highly technical, very capable, very exciting ways to repackage and repopulate how we do the news. It's exciting stuff, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough. It can't be enough. This industry needs so much more. It's been dying on the vine. We've seen a little bit of hope from how the community got together against ATC privatization. It wasn't enough, although it's been barely enough for now, but it won't be enough in the future. All the experts say the same thing. So I'm trying to create a tool over the next couple of years that will not only allow us to face down privatization, but all the other foes that are to come. So the big additional new feature of Aeroverse is the fact that we're looking at how we interface with the community. It's no longer enough to say, hey, here's the news and be glitzy and exciting and dynamic, but we also need to learn how to better involve the community, build the community, empower the community, and engage the community. So job one of Aeroverse, above and beyond giving you the information you need to be able to be informed about the aviation world all around us, is to find ways to stay involved, be directed, find people who can help you get more out of aviation, and rebuild the community anew. Educate, entertain, engage, empower. Remember those words. Aeroverse is coming. In the meantime, for those of you who have positions within the industry, who have been active, are some of the community activists, so to speak, within aviation, we need to talk. If you've got expertise in videography and in news writing or in journalism, we need to talk. We're hiring. We're hiring a lot. For the Aero-News Network, Airborne, and Aero-TV, I'm Jim Campbell. Excited as I've ever been about Aeroverse.
After these messages, Caverton adds more Bell 407 GXPs.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. A purchase agreement has been signed between Textron and Caverton Helicopters for 8 Bell 407 GXPs. The group operates in the marine and aviation logistics sectors for the oil and gas industries and employs over 700 employees in Nigeria. Delivery of the aircraft is scheduled to begin later this year. Asteroid Florence, a large near-Earth asteroid, will pass safely by Earth on September 1, 2017, at a distance of about 4.4 million miles, or about 18 Earth-Moon distances. Florence is among the largest near-Earth asteroids that are several miles in size. Measurements from NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope and NEOWISE mission indicate it's about 2.7 miles in size. After delivering an industry first earlier this summer, Duncan Aviation says it's ready to install on Citation Sovereign aircraft the FAA-approved transitional winglet from Winglet Technology LLC. A second winglet installation is scheduled to begin in mid-September. On June 20, 2017, the FAA approved the STC certifying the installation of transitional winglets on Sovereign aircraft. A newly established low-fare airline in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, dubbed Flyadeal, has taken delivery of its first aircraft, and the first of 8 Airbus A320ceo airliners on order, becoming the newest operator of the Airbus A320 family. The first Mi-28UB helicopter has been produced at Rosvertol Company of Russian Helicopters Holding, a subsidiary of the state corporation Rostec. The aircraft is undergoing user acceptance testing at the company. The contract calls for the delivery of 8 Night Hunters with dual controls before the end of this year. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. U.S. government policy restricting the export of military drones is giving China a leg up in the market, according to the CEO of General Atomics. Speaking August 16th, General Atomics CEO Lyndon Blue said that U.S. government restrictions by American companies on the sale of drones to allies and partner nations also precludes them from providing sustainment and logistics services, which can mean more business for U.S. companies and American jobs. What you are enabling the competition to do is not just to sell some hardware. You're enabling it to build a customer base for at least 20 years, I would say. You're enabling them to build a logistics system. It will take them many years to get where we are right now, but you're helping them start out. They should be very thankful, Blue said. Blue added the U.S. policy is essentially bolstering the drone industry in countries like China, giving them opportunity to gain more insight into the use and sustainment of unmanned aircraft. General Atomics President David Alexander said at the Paris Air Show earlier this year that China has already closed the technology gap for drones, at least on the consumer end of the spectrum. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.